All right, so we're gonna lie down on our back in a constructive rest position, knees bent, lying flat. Chin is ever so tightly, it's ever so slightly tucked, just a little bit. Let's take a moment or two to come in contact with our breath. Just notice what your breath is doing as it moves in and out of your body. Notice if you're breathing in your mouth or into your nose. And if you're breathing away from your mouth or away from your nose. Notice if you're breathing into your belly, into your chest, or someplace else. If it's a shallow or deep breath. Not trying to change it at all, just bringing awareness to the breath. You can take this time to set an intention for your yoga practice this morning, or this afternoon, sorry. And we're going to start by going into some simple arm movements. So with arms down at the side, palms facing down, we're going to follow our arms with our breath. So with an inhale, arms are going to come up and overhead, stretch. And with an exhale, bringing arms back up and then down to your sides. When you're ready, again, inhale, arms up and back overhead, stretch. And exhale, arms come back up and then down to your sides. Inhaling up, stretch. Exhaling, come back down. Let's go 3 more times at your own pace with an inhaling overhead and an exhaling back down to your sides. And 1 more time. Ending in that constructive rest posture. From here, we're going to reach the right knee up towards the chest, giving it a hug with your arms. Extend the left leg down in front of you if that feels okay. If that doesn't feel okay, if that's too deep in the hips, you can keep that left knee bent. And then we're going to, again, follow our legs with our breath. Inhaling, drawing the knee in, and then we're going to exhale and switch sides. Right leg extends, left knee comes in. Give that a little hug for a moment. And now we're going to alternate. With an inhale, give that knee a hug. With an exhale, switch. And inhale, switch again. And now picking up the pace just a little bit. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. And then extend your left leg down, take a pause, and we're gonna go the other direction. Drawing your left knee in, give it a hug. And inhale, that knee comes in a little bit tighter. Exhale to the right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. One more time on each side. Inhale left. Exhale right. And then draw your left knee in to meet the right knee. Give it a hug. From here, going into little hip circles. So imagine that your tailbone is drawing a small circle onto your yoga mat. Just kind of rotating. The knees come in and out just slightly, allowing a little massage to either side of your spine. And we'll go the opposite direction as well. From here, we're going to try to rock ourselves up to seated, ending in a cross-legged position. So if that just sounds like no good for you, you can bring yourself up to seated, however will be comfortable. Otherwise, we're going to cross our ankles. I like right leg on top. I'm right-handed and right-legged, and right leg on top feels more comfortable. So I'm crossing my left leg underneath my right leg. Then I'm going to engage my core to get up safely, lifting my hips just slightly to create some inertia to bring me up. And then here we are up to seated. Those little movements, like boosting yourself up intentionally, help to keep your core muscles engaged and strengthen them throughout the day when we do those little intentional movements. I say intentional because if we're not intentional about it, then we could be straining our spine in a way that's not beneficial. So sitting up nice and tall in a cross-legged position, making it comfortable however you can, we're going to do an overhead stretch. If cross-legged just isn't comfortable for you, make yourself comfortable in any seated position. Musashi, quiet. Bringing arms together, hands together, interlace your fingers. With an inhale, we're going to bring arms up overhead, stretch up, and then with an exhale, bend the elbows, bring hands to the head. And then inhale, stretch up, and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Let's go 3 more times at your own pace. I'm going to get my doggies a bone so they will stop barking. And then when you finish there, bring your arms back down to your sides. Move your shoulders about if you need to, or if you'd like to. And when you're ready, we're going to a side bend. Right hand comes to the floor, left arm reaches up and overhead to stretch to the right. Just as far as feels comfortable. If it works okay for your neck, try looking up to your left hand. Take a breath or two there. And whenever you're ready to, on an inhale, come back up. and left arm comes down. We'll go to the other side. Right arm up and over. Stretching just as far as feels good in your body. Perhaps looking up to the right hand. And then with an inhale, come on up. Again, move your shoulders a little bit. Maybe moving your neck some. Then we're gonna go into some twists, but just light twists. And we're going to, as we did with the other couple of exercises, we're going to follow the twist with our breath, or follow our breath with the twist. So with an inhale, reach arms up overhead. Engage your core. Exhale to the right, twist. And then inhale, reach up, come forward. Exhale to the left, twist. Keep the tummy pulled in. Inhale, come back up. Exhale to the right. Shoulders relaxed as you twist. Inhale, come up. Exhale, left. We'll do one more time on each side. Inhaling up. Exhaling right. Inhaling up. Exhaling left. We're going to end by inhaling arms up. We're going to try to exhale, bend from the waist forward and down into a forward fold. Resting your head downward, whether that's on the floor or up higher. Let your neck rest, shoulders relaxed. One more breath. And when you're ready, walk your hands in to bring your body up. And we're going to come to our hands and knees for a round of cat and cow. Check your posture here. Wrists aligned underneath the shoulders. Inner elbows facing the opposite top corners of your mat. Fingers spread wide and facing forward, and distribute your weight throughout your hand so that it's not all in the palm of your hand or in the wrist. Send your weight into your fingers as well. This helps strengthen the fingers as well as take some pressure off of your shoulders. Knees are going to be hip width apart. And we'll move into cow pose with an inhale, looking up, tummy drops, tailbone raises. Stretch, and then an exhale to cat pose, dropping the chin, rounding the spine, pelvic tips forward. Inhale, come back to cow. Exhale to cat. And moving through cat and cow a few more times at your own pace. You can always stay in your cat or your cow a little bit longer, if that feels good, a little bit longer than one breath. Sometimes that cat or that cow is exactly what we need. And that's true for any yoga pose. If you find something that just feels really good, stay there, even if it means that you have to catch up with the rest of the class in a moment. When you're ready to come back to a neutral spine. If you need a moment on your wrist, from your wrist, go ahead and take it. Actually, you know what? Let's move into our screaming toes pose. Curling the toes under, toes spread wide. Try to touch each of your toes to the ground behind you. And then walking your hands back, bringing your bottom onto your heels and raising your chest. We're just gonna stretch the bottom of our feet for a few moments. If that's too intense for you, lift your hips a little bit higher, trying to stretch the bottom of your feet without all the pressure of the hips down on the heels. You can take time to move your wrists if you'd like to as well. That stretch feels really good. My feet needed that. I hope it feels good for you as well. Let's go 2 more breaths. Let's come back to hands and knees. You can tap your toes out if you'd like to. Helps take the burn out of the toes. Checking your alignment, once again, wrists directly underneath the shoulders. We're gonna move into a downward facing dog on an exhale. So inhale here, and then exhale, curl the toes under, lift the knees off of the ground, hips high, chest sinks back toward the thighs. Pressing through the inner arms, especially to help activate your biceps. Again, weight is distributed throughout the whole hand. Stretch the shoulders. Armpits feel like they're pressing back toward the thighs. Shoulders down your back rather than pinched in towards each other. And when you're ready, bring your feet up to your hands for a forward fold. Let's slowly roll with a rounded spine. Slowly roll up to standing, creating a little bit of flexion in your movement. Keep your chin tucked until you get all the way up. And then raising your head, moving into mountain pose. All right, it looks like everybody's in mountain pose, the best I can see. From here, we're gonna move into a standing lunge. So bringing the left leg straight back, left heel off of the ground, right knee's bent above the ankle. Reaching arms up overhead, palms facing toward each other. When you feel stable and balanced here, we're gonna slowly raise the eyes. Perhaps raising your eyes to about the corner where the wall meets the ceiling. Raise your eyes about there. And then if that feels safe and stable, continue raising your eyes. Reaching up, trying to touch the ceiling as you raise the eyes. Okay. And let's inhale, reach up, straighten the front leg, bring the left heel down, and exhale, bring the arms down. Take notice when you brought your left heel down, did your left foot automatically open a little bit to turn into a warrior one type of stance? Mine did. When I brought my heel down, it automatically turned my foot out to the left a little bit. And that's what I wanted to happen because we're headed to warrior one. If yours didn't automatically turn, if your ankle was flexible enough to just bring your heel straight down, then you're gonna turn your toes out to the left just a little bit. Hips remain facing forward, and we bend to the right knee, bring the arms up for warrior one. Once arms up, if there's room, if there's space in your shoulders for it, bring your palms together, intertwine the fingers, pointers up and thumbs out. Stretch your arms up, trying almost to squeeze your ears with your arms. and maybe even looking up to your thumbs. One more breath. Straighten through the right leg. Bring the arms down. Good. Let's go to a pyramid pose. Bringing hands to the waist to start. With an inhale, lift your chest up, and then with an exhale, send your chest forward. Both legs are straight. Good. Keep reaching forward with your chest, and then down. And then you can release your hands down to the ground, the shin, the thigh, or a block. If you have a block, I like to use a block in my pyramid. Resting the head downward. I think my dogs bark more in afternoon classes than they do in morning classes. Sorry, guys. I know that that's not real conducive to a peaceful yoga class. Much quiet. Gentle breaths here in your pyramid. Feel the stretch in your leg. If the stretch in that front leg is anywhere but the kind of middle of the right thigh, bend your knee a little bit to help create more room. Just a little micro bend. One more breath here. With an inhale, little bend in the right knee to help bring yourself back up. From here, we're going to go into a triangle pose. We're only going to change our stance by opening the left foot a little bit more. That's going to bring the left hip open as well. So all we've done is pivot our left foot out a little bit. Bring arms wide, shoulders relaxed, chest is open, and we're looking at the right middle finger. Reach with the right arm and lower the right arm down. Left arm comes up. Chest is open, hip is open. Expanding through the rib cage, kind of reaching out through the rib cage so that those ribs, especially the right side, are not crunched in toward each other, but rather finding space in between the ribs. Now that we found our triangle pose, we're going to do a little bit of movement here. So we're going to inhale, reach the left arm up, and then exhale, left hand comes down to meet the right hand. And inhale, left arm comes up. Exhale, left arm comes down. Inhale up. Exhale down. I'm going to rephrase my words. I'm going to say inhale, open, and exhale, close. And inhale, open, and exhale, close. One more time. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. From there, bend your right knee slightly and come on up to standing. Walk your feet in toward each other and come back to the top of your mat. Take a moment in standing. Notice if the right side of your body feels differently than the left side of your body does now. For me, after I've done one side, I can always feel a significant difference to one side of the body. It's always a longer feeling. My right side feels longer and more open than my left side right now. In fact, very significantly right now. So let's go to the other side. From mountain pose, tall and strong in our mountain. Taking a step straight back with the right leg. This stance could be as wide or as shallow as you need, or wide or as, what's the opposite of wide? Narrow, I guess. Bring the right heel off of the ground, the left knee bends so that the knee is above the ankle. Side view of that today. And then when you're ready, arms reach up overhead, palms facing toward each other. When and if you feel stable, we're going to try to raise the gaze a little bit, bringing some balance into it. Perhaps finding your eyes to the area where the wall meets the ceiling. And if that feels safe and stable, maybe raising that gaze a little bit higher. Go ahead and straighten the front leg, reach up. Arms come down, right heel comes down. And if the right foot didn't automatically turn out a little bit, go ahead and turn the toes out a little bit. Hips are still facing forward as we prepare to go into our warrior one. Bending the left knee. Arms reach up overhead. Palms together, pointers up, thumbs out. Squeeze your ears with your biceps. And maybe look up. One more breath. Go ahead and straighten through the front leg. Release the arms down. Here we're going to go into a pyramid pose. Hands come to the waist. With an inhale, lift your chest, lengthen your spine. With an exhale, lead with your chest. Come forward, 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 and then down, bringing your head down as well. When you get there, bring your hands down to the floor, the block, the shin, the thigh, whatever works for you. I'm going to come have a look, see how we're doing. One more breath here in our pyramid. And then bend your left knee slightly, come on up. As we're going to move into our triangle pose. So opening the hip, that right foot is going to open just a little bit more. So the toes just come open a little bit to the right. Both arms wide, shoulders away from the ears, looking out towards the left middle finger. When you're ready, inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, reach to the left, lowering the left hand down, right arm reaches up. Again, you can bring your hand to the ground, to the shin or thigh, to a block, to your waist even. No, that'd be more work than you need to do. Find space between the ribs, opening the right hip. And some movement here. With an inhale, reach the right arm up. With an exhale, right hand comes down to meet the left hand. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Changing the wording. Opening, arm comes up. Closing, arm comes down. I might be going much faster or slower than you following my breath. Go at your own pace, inhaling up and exhaling down. 2 more times. And when you're ready, bend your left knee slightly and come back up. Turn your left foot in. Walk your legs in towards each other. Come back to mountain pose. All right. From here, we're gonna do some squats, some good old-fashioned exercise style squats. So bring your feet about shoulder width apart, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and turn your toes out slightly. Not a whole lot. We're not going into a goddess squat, just some kind of regular old squats. So toes are facing and about at the edges of your mat. Okay, we're gonna try one squat to see how it feels to adjust to make our squat nice for our body. Let's bring our hands together at prayer center, heart center. Dropping the seat, bending the knees. Our knees are aligned thereabouts above our ankles. They might extend a little bit beyond our ankles, but not beyond our toes. Okay, keep your chest high. Squat. And then with an inhale, we're gonna come back up. Good, we're gonna exhale down. Try to keep your chest erect. And inhale, come back up. And down. And up. Down. And up. Now we're gonna add a little element here. Come on down. Add a Kegel muscle crunch. And push through your feet to come back up. So come down. Add a pelvic floor squeeze. Push through your feet and come back up. Good. Down. Pelvic floor squeeze. And up. Let's do 3 more. Down. Pelvic floor squeeze. Press through the feet to come back up. When we press through the feet, that really puts the work in the thighs. Down. Squeeze. Up. One more time, down, squeeze, and up. Good. Now we're going to come down into the squat and we're gonna hold it for 3 breaths if we can. Come on down, squeeze, remember to breathe for 2 more breaths. Last breath. And back up. Arms down, bring your feet in, shake it out a little bit. Ooh, let's do a shake. Let's do a shake. Shaking the arms and hands and wrists. Shake, shake, shake. Shake the shoulders. Good. Shake the hips and the waist. Good, don't worry, nobody can see. You're too small for me to see. Bend your knees, shake. Shake your feet if you'd like to. Really getting the energy moving throughout the body. You could even spin around if you wanted to. I like that spinning around, kind of fun. Shake, bring arms up overhead, shaking, shake, and then stop. Bring arms down to the side and just take a moment to feel the energy moving throughout your body. Hopefully the shaking put a little smile on your face too. We're gonna go through a sun salutation to get us down to the ground. And instead of coming up into a cobra, we're gonna try to come into an upward facing dog. That's not something we do in gentle yoga very often, but we're gonna give it a try. So, mountain pose. And don't worry, I'll walk us through upward facing dog when we get there. Inhale, arms wide, reach up tall. Stretch up. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, arms wide, swan dive down. Inhale, come halfway back up. Extend through the spine, chest parallel to the ground. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Step back to a plank pose. Come into your knees here if you need to. Engage your core. Shift your weight forward and then lower all the way down. Relax your feet. I'm gonna turn to the side. So this is where we're gonna try to go into an upward facing dog. Toes are pointed, hands down at the side, and we come into a cobra. Then we press the top of our feet into the ground to help raise our thighs off of the ground. So pressing into the top of the feet, thighs come off of the ground, just slightly, not a big raise, just slightly. And then relax the thighs back down, lower down to the ground, hands under your head for a little rest. Let's try that one more time. Hands down to the chest, toes are pointed. With an inhale, cobra pose. Hi, kind of. And then toes or top of the feet pressing into the ground, thighs come off of the ground for upward facing dog. Thighs come back down, lower down, take a rest. All right, I am going to push and we're gonna get down back on the ground into our cobra position, ready for a cobra. So on our tummies, toes are pointed, elbows bent, hands at our side, looking down. We're going to inhale, lift up into a cobra, however far feels safe for you. Maybe elbows are bent, maybe arms are straight, whatever feels safe for you. Okay, and then we're going to exhale, lower back down. This time we're going to inhale, come up, and we're going to look over our left shoulder. And then we're going to exhale and come back down straight. Then we're going to inhale up, look over the right shoulder. And exhale, come back down straight. Inhale straight up. And exhale, come back down. Let's do one more cycle. Inhale up, look over the left shoulder. Exhale, come back down. Inhale up, look over the right shoulder. Exhale, come back down. Inhale up, straight. Exhale, come back down. Rest your head on the ground and bring your arms down to your side and let the arms rest a couple breaths. Bring your arms up overhead, expand it overhead. We're gonna go into just a full body stretch here. Reaching the fingertips as far as you can. Reaching the toes the opposite direction as far as you can. This stretching or reaching right from center. Imagine your center of your body and you're reaching forward and you're reaching back. Drop your head downward and just breathe a breath or two. Continuing to stretch. From here, bring your arms down to your sides. We're going to go into a locust pose. Looking straight down. With an inhale, raise your head and chest a little bit. Raise your arms just a little bit. And then raise your legs just a little bit. Toes are pointed. Take a couple of breaths here. If your feet are cramping, you can relax your feet rather than point them. And then back down. Let's bring our hands to our sides, press ourselves up and into a child's pose. Bringing seat down towards the heels. And then relaxing the head down at the floor or toward the floor. From here, raise back up and come back down to your back. Baby. Oh, you crazy dogs. Okay. We're gonna head into a bridge pose. Knees bent, heels come as close to the posterior as you can. Bring your heels as close to your bottom as you can. Arms down at your side, palms facing down. Tuck your chin slightly. And then when you're ready, press your feet into the ground and lift your bottom up off of the ground. Oh, you guys, stop. Stop. Take a couple of breaths here. And when you'd like to, bring your bottom back down to the ground. Draw your knees into your chest. Round out the spine. And we'll go into a figure 4 here. Right foot comes down, left ankle rests on the right thigh, left hand between the legs to meet the right hand behind the right thigh. Relax your shoulders and relax your face. Let's extend the right leg up into the sky so that we're getting a little bit of a hamstring stretch there. Bring the right foot down and the left foot down, and we're going to switch sides. Right ankle on top of the left thigh. Right hand between the legs to meet the left hand behind the leg. Shoulders relaxed, face is soft. Dogs are crazy. You guys, stop. And then extend your left leg up into the sky to stretch the hamstring. Release your leg, release both legs, and then bring both knees into the chest. Just like at the beginning of the class when we came up to seated, we're gonna do it again now, only this time we're gonna cross the left ankle over the right ankle, coming up to a cross-legged position. Engage the core, try to raise your seat a little bit to gain momentum, and then bring yourself on up to seated. Once seated, we're going to extend the left leg out, keeping the right foot in. So left leg straight in front of us, right foot to the inner left thigh, right knee is bent. Trying to hinge from our hips, we're going to bring our left hand to our left foot. If your hand won't reach all the way to the foot, then rest your hand on your shin or on your knee, wherever it will reach. And from here, we're then going to bring our right hand to our waist or a little bit further behind our back. allowing the right side of our chest to open up a little bit, just a little bit, so that we're getting a side body stretch on the right side of the body. And release, come on back up. We're gonna go to the other side. So just switching legs, and you might rearrange your seating position just a little bit so that it works best in your body. Left foot to the inner right thigh. Doing our best to hinge from the hips. We're gonna reach to the right foot. And again, if your hand doesn't want to reach all the way to the foot, just bring your hand to the shin, the ankle, the thigh, wherever it does work for you. And if you had straps readily available, this is a great opportunity to use a strap. You can place the strap around the foot. But be comfortable. Don't tear. Don't overstretch, okay? And then we're going to bring the left hand to the waist or further, opening the left side of the chest. Gentle breaths. Go ahead and release the foot. Come on back up. Moving into a butterfly pose. Bottom of the feet together. Intertwine the fingers, placing them under the feet. Lift the ribs up out of the tummy and relax the thighs downward. Sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders move away from your ears. Take a breath or two. And then we're gonna flap our butterfly wings, just moving the thighs. Just 2 more poses before we go into Shavasana. Release your feet, bring your knees together. We're gonna go into a reverse tabletop. So hands come back to the ground behind you, shoulder width apart, fingertips facing forward, lean back slightly into your hands and arms. Spread your fingers wide and find distribution of weight throughout your hands and your fingertips. Okay. Move your feet about hip width apart. And from here, we're going to try to lift our bottom up off the ground, pressing into the feet, into the arms. Lift your bottom up. If you can, lift your bottom up high enough so that your body is about parallel to the sky. If that's asking a little too much of you today, just lift your bottom off of the ground. Okay. We'll just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Send your legs forward, stretching out in front of you. And from here, we're going to go into a forward fold. With an inhale, bring arms wide, reach up tall. Hinging from the hips, from the waist forward and down. Hands wrap around the feet or rest on the ankles, shins, thighs, whatever is comfortable for you. Relaxing the head downward as well. And making yourself feel good in your forward fold. If for you a forward fold doesn't feel good, just sit up tall, more like a staff pose. When you're ready, just take your time and ease your way into corpse pose or Shavasana pose. So leaving your forward fold and just bringing your back down for Shavasana. Take your time if that forward fold is feeling really good. And in our Shavasana, kind of being here with intention, with a relaxed awareness, I'm going to recommend that you choose a word to breathe into your being, a positive word, perhaps something that you need or can use or have right now that just has a pleasant feeling to it. For me, I'm going to use the word comfort. And every time I breathe in, I'm going to breathe in comfort. And then if it feels right for you, you can exhale, breathe out or breathe away from you a word that doesn't serve you. So in my case, I'm breathing in comfort and I'm going to breathe out discomfort. So I'm going to breathe in, accepting, opening to comfort, and I'm going to breathe out, stepping away from discomfort. See if there's anything like that that might resonate for you. Your word would be personal, something meaningful that you could really use in your life, something that would serve you, and breathe it in, allow it to come in, enter into your life, or if it's already there, it can remain in your life. If it feels good, then you can breathe something out that's not serving you. To continue with that example, in my case, my words comfort and discomfort, I'm just saying to myself, I'm breathing in, allowing space for comfort. I'm breathing out, rejecting discomfort. And that works for me right now. Breathing in comfort, getting rid of discomfort. Because it is the middle of the day and we've all got things to do, I'm sure. I'm going to shorten our Shavasana here and in ending class, but feel free to stay here, of course, if it works in your schedule, works for your body, to stay here in Shavasana. Do that. Stay here for as long as you can. Otherwise, gently moving your body to prepare yourself for a bigger movement, maybe bending your arms or knees, stretching your arms or moving your head. When you're ready to move further, roll onto your side and find a fetal position, but take your time, guys. If it's uncomfortable to lie on your side, you can remain on your back, or you can just work yourself up to seated. Wherever you're at, bring your attention back to your breath, drawing a couple of mindful breaths in and out. You can take this time to set an intention as you move forward into your day, allowing yourself to just move mindfully and intentionally. When you're ready, working your way up to seated, or again, just remaining in Shavasana if that's comfortable for you.